everyone. Miss Christina with Harris County Precinct One's Environmental Education Programs here. Normally we would come bring our programs live to you into your schools and libraries and community centers, but with distance learning becoming the new norm for the time being, we've decided to bring our programs to you into the comfort of your own homes. Today's video is going to be a shortened version of our early childhood presentation called the Pollywog Club. You're going to be meeting one of our program animal ambassadors, as well as getting to do a really fun craft with me at the end of the presentation. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, let's see if you can guess what animal I have with me today. He's small, he's a mammal, and he's very prickly. If you guessed hedgehog, you'd be correct. They are not found here in North America where you and I live. There's about 16 different kinds of hedgehogs found worldwide, and they're all found in either Europe, Asia, or Africa. This particular one I have with me today is called an African pygmy hedgehog. As his name suggests, he is a small hedgehog, and he comes from the continent of Africa. In the wild, you would find African pygmy hedgehogs foraging around in thickets or brushes, woodlands, grasslands, or even suburban gardens. Now these guys, like I said, are nocturnal, which means that they love to come out and they are most active at nighttime. What do you think these guys like to eat? Well, if you guessed it, their favorite foods are insects, worms, and lots of other creepy crawlies. But they'll always take advantage of fallen fruits, frogs, small snakes, baby birds, eggs, and even carrion, which if you don't know what that is, it's just dead stuff. In order for them to find the food they love to eat, hedgehogs have amazing senses. If you see his face, he's got very large eyes, which help him see when he comes out at night. The larger your eyes are, the more light gets in them and the better you can see in the darkness. His ears are also very large. They help him hear, not only to hear their prey, but also to see if any predators are sneaking up on them. They also have a very long nose and can smell their food. Their sense of smell and their sense of hearing are so fine-tuned that they can hear and smell a worm crawling under 2 inches of soil. I think that's amazing. Now the feature I really want to talk about the most with this guy is the feature that most people associate with hedgehogs, and that is their fur. Now we know mammals have hair or fur that covers their body. But for hedgehogs, the hair that covers the top half of their body is specialized. These hairs are called spines. Spines are just sharp, hollow hairs that the hedgehogs use for protection. If a predator comes up and tries to attack this hedgehog, his first reaction is to curl up into a very tight ball. He has a very powerful muscle that runs from his forehead all the way down his back to his tail. And when he's scared, it tenses up and it curls his body up. When that happens, because he's nervous, his spines will stick up straight in the air as well, and they will become very stiff and rigid, basically turning him into a pincushion. So if that predator tries to grab him with its mouth, let's say it's a jackal or a badger, tries to grab him with its mouth, it's just gonna get a mouthful of pokes and hopefully leave him alone. I don't know about you, but I know I would never eat anything as prickly as this guy here. All right, so the craft we're gonna make today, since we just learned about our friend the hedgehog, we're actually gonna make a hedgehog of our very own. It looks a lot like this guy. The supplies you'll need to make this craft are gonna be a paper plate, some scissors, some glue, a pencil, and crayons, or some kind of coloring utensil. The first step to making the hedgehog is you take your paper plate, and the side that you would normally put food on, you're going to fold it to where that side is on the outside of your hedgehog. And so I'm going to fold it inward on itself. I'm going to make sure that the edges of my plate match as best as I can, pinch it in the middle, and fold my crease all the way across, okay? Now my paper plate looks more like a taco. But I want the 2 sides of my paper plate to be glued together. I want them to be secure so that it'll make making my craft a lot easier. So I'm going to take the glue and I'm going to spread some glue onto my paper plate, but I'm only going to utilize the middle of the plate. I don't want to put glue on the edges, only right there in the middle. Be sure to put a very light layer. Don't gob your glue on, otherwise it'll take a very long time for your plate to dry. And I'm gonna push it together to make the two sides stick. Just like that. The next step is we need to draw the outline of the face of our hedgehog, okay? So here I've already drawn the outline of what it should look like, okay? So to give you some direction on how to do this on your own, you will pick a side, one of the edges of the hedgehog. It doesn't matter which side you start on. You're gonna come in 1 or 2 finger widths from the edge, and that's where you will start to draw. You will take your pencil and you will first draw the nose, so about a small half circle for the nose, and then draw another curved line in the opposite direction for the face, and then bring the line all the way up to the edge of the plate so that these can be the bangs of your hedgehog. Then you will take your scissors and you will cut out the face of the hedgehog based on the line that you drew, so that when you have it cut out, it will look something like this. Okay. The next step is we want to draw features on our hedgehog. We want to give him eyes and an ear and a nose and all of those extra features. So what you're going to draw is something like this. Take your pencil or your crayons or a marker even, and you can draw his little button nose on the end. You can give him an eye. I gave mine a fairly decent sized ear because we did learn hedgehogs have very large ears. And I gave mine a little smile because mine's a happy hedgehog. Then you get to color. I love coloring. I have a couple of different examples of how you could color your hedgehog. So you could make him a simple, regular brown color, make him very natural colored like this guy right here. Or you can have some fun with it and give him some crazy colors. Give him some polka dots or any kind of image you want to have on there. It's your hedgehog, you decorate it how you want it to be. After you do that, then you will take your scissors. This is the fun part because now we're going to give our hedgehog its spines. And so you take your scissors and you are going to snip in lines from one edge to the other. Doesn't matter which end you start on. And you are just going to make little snips along the edge that are parallel to each other. Okay? You can make them as wide or as skinny as you want them to be. I already started this one, but if I continued going, I would just keep snipping all the way down. It's best if you do both sides at the same time. It cuts the amount of time it's going to take you to do this, but if you want to snip one side at a time to give it a little bit more character, you can do that. It is very important to note that when you're snipping, make sure your lines are being snipped in parallel lines, so one right next to the other. You do not want your cuts to cross. If I angle my scissors just too far, I might cut the spines off of my hedgehog, and then I would give him a bald spot, okay? So you would do that until you got to the very other, all the way to the other end. And I'm just gonna cut really fast so you can see. Be careful of your fingers. Okay, and so I've given my hedgehog a very fun layer of spines, and he's got 2 layers. So if I wanna give him more flair, what I can do is I can use my fingers. Y'all can see how I'm pushing these out and I'm giving him his own little hairstyle here. You can make them crisscross. You can make them stick completely out if you want to fold them down. You give him whatever hairstyle you want him to have, okay? And then there you have it. There is your hedgehog craft. Now, some other things you can do, you can give it even more flair. If you've got some Google eyes around your house, not everybody does, but if you do, take a Google eye, because I like silly things. And you can glue it right on top of that eye you drew and give him a funny little look. If you want, you can punch a hole in the hedgehog craft and you can tie a string through him and hang him up somewhere. You can take a popsicle stick and glue it behind him and make a little puppet out of him. You can do all sorts of things with this little fun, simple hedgehog craft. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed meeting our hedgehog earlier today and getting to make this really fun, creative craft with me today. If you keep your eyes open for our YouTube channel, you hopefully will see some more videos coming up soon, more animal videos, maybe some more craft videos. In the meantime, if you have any questions or if you want to make any requests for specific types of animals, you can always contact me. My email is christina.hartman@cp1.hctx.net. See you next time.